Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am excited to bring you some videos with this awesome stamp set called Encircled in Warmth. This is just one of the ones that I will be doing. There'll be at least a couple more. Don't mind my puppy in the background. She is older and sometimes she makes some noise, but she's in here with me while I am filming. So if you hear any little noises, it's probably her. I am using this stamp set, which I told you is awesome, Encircled in Warmth. I absolutely love it. The really cool thing about this stamp set is that not only is it in the July to December mini catalog, which of course, you know, is our newest catalog with lots and lots of holiday products. I love fonts, so it was a no-brainer pretty much for me to use this stamp set and purchase it. Words are kind of my thing, but there's a really cool thing about it. Let me show you the page that it's on. It's on page 23 of the mini catalog. The really awesome thing about it is that it coordinates with dies that are in the annual catalog, and the dies are part of a bundle that is called Encircled in Friendship Bundle. And the stamp set is, you know, all occasion. It comes with the dies and it comes with a stamp set. And when they came out with the mini catalog, they added this awesome word set to go with those, so you can have an all occasion set also to go with it. So it's on page 70 of the annual catalog, and these are the dies, these like pieces here. I can show it to you a little bit larger, and also in person I have the die set, but the stamp set is $19 and the bundle is $47.50. It is a great set. As you can see, there are some great sentiments in this one as well that are good for all occasion sentiments. And you have a couple flowers that are involved, but the die set is just absolutely beautiful. It's on page 159 right here. I'm going to turn it so you can see it a little better. There it is. Let me show it to you in person. It's amazing. And I love that they coordinated this Christmas themed set to go with it. So these are the dies. You get these three here, and each one is its own. And then there's three here. And then this one cuts this one out. And then you have this one and then this smaller one. So these coordinate with this set. So see, this one fits this one. They're all pretty cool. The good thing about this is this one will fit really beautifully on this, as you can see. It'll fit over the top of it. This one fits inside of that. Same with this one. And let me show you this last one on the other page, on the other side here. You could also put that one in there or this one. It's just an awesome die set, very detailed, really beautiful. I am showcasing this die set and stamp set for a week on my website. So in the description below, you'll see the link for it, and you can get lots more ideas besides what I have on YouTube. You can see lots more projects, because when I post a stamp set, I do it for 7 days, so you'll get 7 days worth of projects with this stamp set. So let's go ahead and get started. Enough talking, but it is a great one. Encircled in Warmth is the Christmas version. All right, we're going to be using this stamp set, and this is our project today. It is a pillow box, which I just love it. It's a die also out of the mini catalog, and it's an awesome one. It's going to make this little pillow box for us. And I have some Ghirardelli mini chocolate squares in there. This background on this cardstock, I'm going to show you how I did that today. It has a magnetic closure, but it is done with these Adorning Designs decorative masks. There's 4 of them, and they're 6 by 6 inches. I'm going to move this out of the way temporarily so I can move in my Stamparatus, which is what I will be using to do that marking on the Balmy Blue cardstock. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have a 6 by 6 piece here of Balmy Blue, and I already have my die on here. Now you don't need this plate that is on here. It just lives on my Stamparatus. So I'm just gonna remove it temporarily. We don't need it for what we're doing. I have the deluxe mat on top of here, which makes it a lot nicer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lift this mask up. I have some purple tape on here, which is from Amazon, and we're gonna stick our 6 by 6 piece on here, and then we're gonna go ahead and line up this decorative mask to go right on top of it. I'm gonna find a spot for it to stick, and then I'm just gonna push down these pieces of purple tape that I have attached, which will hold it in place. The nice thing about that is that this mat here is coated. So as I use my blending brush and my Highland Heather ink, and it deposits ink on here, it wipes off with just a baby wipe or my Simply Chamois. So that is what I used to get these really pretty snowflakes on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and angle this. I know that part of it is not gonna be in camera for you, a corner of it, but most of it will be. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna grab some ink, and I'm gonna start in the corner, and I am gonna work my way up and into this mask. And the darker I want my snowflakes, the more ink I put on there. So I'm just gonna rub. We'll start on this one, get this snowflake done. And once I have finished inking this entire piece of cardstock, I will have all these really pretty snowflakes on it. And I like to do some lighter, some darker, so that they're not, see how some of these are lighter. I think it's a nice look that they're not all the same. And so as I add more and more ink to my mask, you're gonna start seeing that dark purple show through the mask. And I'm just basically working my way around. You also can use your chamois or baby wipe to wipe off your decorative mask, this piece, when you're done inking. When I added the tape, I made sure that I avoided the areas that were open on my decorative mask so that I wouldn't get part of a snowflake, except on the edges here, which is how it's designed. Okay, I'm gonna just throw a little bit more in this one spot. Some of these smaller ones are gonna be lighter. All right, I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and close up my ink pad. I'm done with purple, or Highland Heather. Go let it sit for a minute and let that cardstock soak that in. Our blending brushes are really nice. You get them in a 3-pack. They're $12.99 for 3, and they're nice and large, and they work really, really well. You can clean them off. I kind of designate one per color, so like all my purples I'll use with a purple one, and my blues I'll use with a blue one. But you don't have to do that. With the 3 that you get in 1 pack, that's all you really need. You can clean them off. I use a microfiber cloth, and I wipe off onto it if I want to use it for a different color. But since I've designated that one for purple, I don't need to do that. So we're going to go ahead and lift this mask and remove it from my cardstock. And as I do that, you're going to see the pretty snowflakes that are underneath. Isn't that neat? So the decorative masks, there's different ones. Like I said, you get a 4-pack. And each one is different. So you have this one, this pattern here. You have this gingerbread looking pattern, which would be really pretty on a brown paper with white ink. And then this stripe, which you can also make a plaid with by putting it once and then rotating it. So those are the 4 masks that are in this pack. We have 2 in our annual catalog, 2 4-packs. So we actually have 12 different masks that you can use. You can see that I have the purple on my decorative, not decorative, on my deluxe mat for my Stamparatus. But I'm just going to bring in my Simply Chamois, which is what I use to clean all my stamps. And you can see I can wipe that down. And the same thing here, I'm just going to go ahead and stick this back on here with the tape. And just lightly. And I'm going to go ahead and brush my Simply Chamois over the top and remove any excess ink off of that. So I will put this back. I keep it in a old stamp case. That just helps keep it moist. Eventually I do have to add more water to it, but I'm just going to leave this here. I'm putting that back on it just to get it out of the way because that's where my plates kind of live. So this is what we're left with, and we're going to go ahead and bring our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. But while I do that, I'm going to also grab this little piece here, which is our tag that we're going to touch our words onto. And that tag is right out of the same die set. So we're going to pull this out. It comes with a few tags. You get this longer one. You get this smaller one here to dangle off. You get these cute little flowers. And then you have some decorative pieces that you can put on the closure. I've chosen to use this one so that I could run the ribbon through those holes. And then I'm going to use this die right here for this piece of cardstock here for that label. So we're going to be cutting this. I'm going to actually have to figure out maybe this side I will use. And then I'm going to lay this right here and cut it at the same time. See how that fits right in there perfectly? And if you wanted a decorative edge, like if you were using just solid cardstock without any pattern on it, you could put this decorative edge on there. And then there's also this one that you could also add. And you can see how nicely they fit in there. So you get quite a few cool accessories for this. So let me grab my die cut machine. We're using the Big Boss today because this is a rather large die. Hopefully I can get it in camera for you. I'm going to move everything else out of the way so that you can see. We're going to use our platform, which is number 1. And then we need number 2 because when we use our die cuts with the steel plates, the thin dies, we need that. It's kind of like a shim. And then we're going to use our cutting plate that's well loved, number 3. And then I have one that is not cut into yet that I use for the top. So let's go ahead and put our template on here to get our box pieces. I'm gonna bring that to the bottom like that. I am going to take this piece and put it up in that top section so that I'll get 2 little holes right there. And I'm gonna bring this back a little, slide it down, and I'm gonna stick this die on here so that I can die cut out that label as well. So go ahead and put my clear number 3 on the top, And let's push it into the machine, and we will die cut them all at the same time. All right. So I'm gonna bring it back to the other side. Well, actually, I'm just to bring it down like this for you guys to see. That's all the die cutting that we're gonna do today. I'm gonna do a little fussy cutting in a minute, but that's all the die cutting. So let's go ahead and lift off here so that you guys can see what we have. So I'm gonna bring my piece back here, stick those there. These live right inside of that. And this one lives right in there, and this one inside of it. So here's our label. Isn't that cute? I love the stitched edge on it. The pillow box itself also has a stitched edge, and you'll see how it cut those holes in there for me, which is awesome. So we have a little bit of pattern if we want to use it for another part of our box. I'm just going to set it aside. I may use it at another time. I may not. I'm going to move our plates out of the way, and let's go ahead and put our die back in its case. And we'll bring back our project. All right. So this piece right here of Balmy Blue, I also have the ribbon to put through there. I am going to be stamping with Balmy Blue ink on Balmy Blue, with the words Warm Christmas Wishes. Perfect for a snowflake pillow box, I think. So I'm just gonna have a piece of glitter on there. I'm gonna use my take your pick tool to remove that. It might be from the ribbon. That ribbon, it has some glitter on it, but that's funny that it got on there. All right, so we're gonna ink that up real good, and we're gonna go ahead and press that down, getting a nice impression. And there is our words. I am going to fussy cut those out. And by fussy cut, well, first let me clean my stamp, but by fussy cut, what I mean is use my scissor to cut around the image. Nice and clean. All right. So let me grab my paper snips and put my stamp back. And as you can see here, I have cut apart, rather nicely the three words separately. So I'll start up here with this one. This time I think I'm gonna leave the whole piece together. I'm not going to separate it. I will have a little bit more of the Balmy Blue showing, but I think it will be easier to attach with it. When I was designing it, I cut it apart because I wasn't sure what I was going to place it on originally, but I ended up putting it on that label, and I think it would have been easier had I had the whole piece intact. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it intact for this project. Sometimes when you're designing, after you're done, you're like, I could have done that a little better. And so you guys get the results of that first time through that I did. And after thinking about it, I have decided to attach it, keep it all attached. That extra piece in there is just fine. Almost done now. Just kind of following along here. And there are my words, Warm Christmas Wishes. Okay, we are going to use our bone folder. And there are some lines on this die. And we are going to go ahead and burnish along those marks. Let's see. I think I have, there we go. There's one. Here's the second one. Okay, now the ones on the side, they're curved, so I can't really use the bone folder, but I can find them, and I'm gonna use my fingers to just go along and press those into place. They're hard to see on camera, I'm sure, but trust me, they're there, or this cardstock would not bend in a curved way like this. Cardstock does not like to bend at all. It's very firm, so if the marks were not there from the pressure of the die cut machine, it would not be bending. So they are definitely there. So this is how we attach or get our pillow box ready to be attached. So you have those little curved areas. You can see it better on this side without the print on them. And then we already scored those two pieces. So I have decided that the bottom of the box is going to be the outside. So these two pieces here are going to be the inner portions of my pillow box, and this the bottom section is going to be the outer. So I'm going to go ahead and attach some adhesive to the inside, which is going to be the back. I'm going to use our wet adhesive. I like using this because it doesn't take too long to set. You can kind of put it where you want it. It gives you some wiggle room when you start so that you could slide it into place. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm just going to press it here. I'm going to stick my finger inside my pillow box and give it a place so that I have a place to push. You see that wiggle room there? I was able to push that down and push it into place, and see how it bonds fairly quickly. So there's that side. We're going to put some adhesive now on this piece and do the same thing. I'm going to also stick my fingers inside, but first I'm going to press this down and push this over the top. And I will stick my hand inside to grab that, and like I said, it gives you that little wiggle room that you need to slide it around if need be. Make sure that it bonds. All right, perfect. So there is my little box. I think it's just adorable, don't you think? We're going to put the ribbon through the holes here and tie a bow. Put this side through the other hole there. So I will get the bow ready by pulling my ends. I will fasten it, not tie it too tight because I don't want to rip my paper, but just like you tie your shoe, I'm just gonna get that bow going, and then I'm gonna play with these feet by holding on to that knot and pulling those loops through, and then I will tighten it and keep doing that until I get it the way that I think it looks best. Little by little, adjusting it. Okay, there we go. I'm happy with that. I think I have a nice loops on my bow. I'm going to stick my thumb into this one here and do the same, or pinky or whatever. I just want to puff that up. So that is that. This is gonna close now. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my chocolates. They're Ghirardelli mini chocolate squares. And these happen to be the sea salt caramel dark chocolate. I like that they come in a blue folder. Even though it's a little darker, I think it does look good inside. It's a nice contrast, so I'm going to stick 2 of those in there. Now we're going to put magnets on the closure, and so I've ordered these magnets from a company called Total Element. They are itty bitty tiny magnets, so I'm going to grab 2 of these off of here. They are very sticky, As you can see, I'm going to separate them. And we are going to use mini glue dots to attach them to our box so that the closure will work. So I'm going to start with one, and I am going to put my mini glue dot on it. And I'm going to press down so that it grabs it. There we go. And I'm going to put it on the inside of the box where you won't be able to see it. I want this closure to take that, so I'm just kind of figuring out approximately where I need to put it. So not too far down, just right inside there. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attach my magnet to the one that's on the inside. And I am going to grab another glue dot, and I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool this time. And I'm going to lift that up, and I'm going to put it on this side of the magnet. Now that it has stuck to its little friend in there, I am going to press the closure down, making sure that it is tucked and where I want it, and press that down so that my box seals. And I'm going to leave it closed for a few minutes, let that really grab, while I go ahead and attach my Warm Christmas Wishes onto my tag here. So we're going to use some dimensionals, and I am just going to stick it down this middle section here. So 2 is more than enough. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to remove those. And then I am going to attach that right onto my tag. Now this is going to get attached onto my box. I'm going to make sure that my bow is still looking good. This top section right here, I'm going to put a dimensional on it, and that will attach it to my box. I don't want to put it on the bottom because then my box will be closed and it won't open. So we're just going to use one. And we're going to attach that on this portion of my box, making sure that I'm going to move it over just slightly, making sure that it is covered completely like that. There's my little magnet. It's glued down, and when I press it now, you'll hear a click, or you should hear a click as it attaches to the magnet on the inside. Let's see if we can get that. Doesn't want to make a click noise, but it's attached because it is grabbing. So that is that, and I'm going to fix these little tails now that I have my words on here. So I'm gonna make sure that they are nice and tight, that the tails have come down here, and I'm gonna trim the ends of those with my ribbon cutting scissor. So I will grab that one and that one. I think they look good. They're nice and puffed. My cute little box. I really like this pillow box die a lot. It's also in the mini catalog, and I'll show you where that is. It's near the front because it goes with our peppermint bundle. I think that's one of the first ones. There it is. So it's on page 9, and there is the pillow box. It's $34. And it is quite a good little box. I love anything that's small that you can give a small little gift to neighbors, to coworkers. I think it's a perfect box for that. I'm going to be struggling with this ribbon, I think, a little bit because it doesn't want to. There we go. There it goes. Now it's down really nice, and I think that that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Do you like the one where I cut them separate, or do you like the solid one? Let me know what you think in the in the comments below, and I appreciate the feedback because that's how I know what's preferred, right? that is our project for today. I really appreciate you watching me. I'm so grateful because I'm kind of new to YouTube, but I appreciate you watching. I would appreciate it if you would help me out by hitting that like button, commenting below, share my video, and subscribe. Ask your friends to subscribe too, and when you do subscribe, you're going to be getting notifications of when I will post new videos. You can check out my website, Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I will link it in the description below, and when you go there, you can access PDFs, measurements, and more fun projects. I do blog everything pretty well, so I appreciate you watching. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Have an awesome day.